Jide, when we take it to now the southeast, now still on security matters, Governor Chukwuma Soludo has ordered that 21 local governments should be shut because of this insecurity we're still talking about. And this one is from, I can't say ESN, renegade groups, cultists, and
it's just the same set of criminals making life unbearable for people in the southeast. And in the last 1 week, they've been really very active, negatively active, taking people's lives, attacking security formations.
To Anambra.
Today, again, we got a report that in Imo, they set ablaze the home of the Attorney General.
And his father's house.
Today. When a governor came in promising that, look, he's going to address this problem, he even set up a truth commission. So I don't know what. Now you now go to his own local government headquarters and set it ablaze. That's a man who was one of the people who was pushing for the release of Nnamdi Kanu.
That's Soludo himself.
Yes. So the way things are now in the southeast, especially Anambra and Imo, those attacks have become too frequent in the last few days. And any day that Kanu is taken to court, if it doesn't fall on a Monday, there will be a sit at home. And those who breach it will be dealt severely with by this boy. So I really don't understand. I don't know what's going on. Who do we talk with? Who do we talk with? Because IPOB has said that it is no longer interested in sit at home on Mondays anymore. But it's still being enforced. Who are the people enforcing it? Who sent them? IPOB that instituted that version of civil disobedience in the first place, they've said no, we are no longer interested. But some people have taken it upon themselves to be enforcing it. So the governor's threat amounted to nothing. When he says the civil servants must always come to work on Mondays, the people refuse. And with this insecurity getting this bad, I don't think that people will have the courage to come out on Mondays and say they want to go to work. Because it's becoming like the way it is sometime last year. Because almost every day now, reports of attacks on people. And I don't understand if we said, because a threat was issued that anybody, any local government worker who comes to work is paying with his life. Maybe that's why the governor took the decision. But for how long are we going to keep local government headquarters shut? They do have their responsibilities to the people.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's just perplexing. What's going on?
Emeka, can you give us an insight? I don't know how.
No. You see, the thing is,
I don't know.
The thing is this. I go home regularly. The point is this. Let me tell you. I'm an Igbo man. There is a point when you leave talk and you face recalcitrant people. I think, I've said it, Soludo, yes, carrot and stick approach. The police must come back fully to the streets of the southeast. The police have abandoned their stations. They're just virtually not there. You just see them in Oka and Onitsha.
You don't see them themselves.
You don't. Sorry, you don't.
Targets.
You don't see. So the police. Yes, the police. But there were these threats in other places, but the police didn't abdicate. They came back in full force. They have to re-strategize. They have to make sure that, you see, those people. You can't tell me that these guys are stronger than security agencies. That to say, okay, that this Monday sit at home must end. If Governor Chukwuma Soludo says it has to end, and I will end it in 2 weeks, he can end it.
How?
He
has to talk. Yesterday, some days ago, there was something he said about the identities of those people. Was it on Saturday? Youths in some towns went looking for some of those guys they suspect had been involved in these things, burn their houses, burn their cars, and even burn a shrine used by these people to show that, look, it's not just these people from other states. Some of these people are from within us. When you touch base with the people, like I've said it, there was a time Onitsha was dreaded in the 80s. It was so bad. Criminality was so bad. Armed robbery was so bad until the traders woke up and said, wait a minute. Are we going to now abandon our business because of these criminals? Now they had what they call Boys Oye, which was mob action, response by the people. And the people themselves captured these armed robbers. There was a notorious armed robber called Otondo. They captured these people and put an end to it. You saw Mbadinuju, he had an idea, just unfortunate that he derailed along the line. But he had an idea that we must use community-based policing. To, must add community-based policing to the conventional system.
How about it would be argued that was set up by the governors of the South.
Anambra State government did set up. Anambra State already has Anambra Vigilante Service, which some of these guys have been threatening. That's why I said the community. Ibuagu is in Ebonyi State. That's where other states. It's only Ebonyi. Other states didn't set it up. So, and the unfortunate thing is that Southeast governors are divided. They have not been holding meetings. They've not been holding meetings. They must come. They are more concerned about politics. They must set aside their differences and come together to deal with this existential threat. Then, thirdly, on social media, there are people promoting these things. The government, Alhaji Mohammed, who is the Minister of Information, must reach out to some of these social, Facebook, Twitter, and the rest of them, that these accounts promoting this insurgency in Southeast, they should be taken down. These accounts should be taken down, so that these people can have access to be telling people, sustain it at home. There's one lady, notorious. She lives abroad, I think in Europe. She's one of those who constantly promote this thing, and people know her, and yet she still comes on Facebook. Why not take down such an account? Flag such a person. Sorry?
Or reporter.
Reporter, flag such a person. This is government.
It is a fear in the hearts of people.
Yes.
Not just really what is posted on Facebook.
But you see, the problem is that
over time in the hearts of people.
But government has to reassure the people. Soludo has been doing that. He has been trying to reassure the people.
It does not control this thing.
He's gradually getting there. But you see, the Southeast government
does not control security.
He don't know, but he works with them. They work together.
And don't forget, these are early days for the governor. So it's not.
That's why I'm saying that the Southeast governors must come together. They must resolve their agreement. Soludo was not there when they fell apart. When Obiano, his predecessor, said he wouldn't attend their meetings anymore. So I think he needs to adopt a new approach. Reach out to the Southeast governors.
I have a feeling that even if Nnamdi Kanu comes out tomorrow to say everybody stop, that there are some people that they have authority.
They won't stop. Some people are using the Biafra agitation for business, for banditry, for criminality. Autism. That is it. That is clear. Some are criminals. Clear-cut criminals. They have nothing to do with any.
It's difficult to say that it may not stop, because the whole thing began with the incarceration of. Yes. So, are you saying that if they release him today and everyone is happy?
No. It began before, because there were videos on Facebook where they beheaded a security advisor to the governor of Imo State. He was beheaded and they paraded his head.
But sit at home. The idea of sit at home has to do with Nnamdi Kanu.
I have Victor calling us from Anambra State. Thank you for joining us, Victor. Hello, Victor.
Go on, I can hear you.
Okay, please, thank you for joining us.
Let's have your contribution.
Yeah. Good evening to everybody there.
Good evening, Victor.
So please, I've been hearing your topics concerning Anambra and the security issue. I believe my brother over there with you are 100% right. If Soludo wants to stop this thing, he will stop it. There are still local governments that are cementing all these problems. You understand? What you have to do is you descend heavily on those local governments, like that Aguata, like the one near Imo State, Anambra State boundary. Then the one at former governor's local government, Agulere. You understand? Onitsha North, Onitsha South, Newi, some part of Newi, some part of Oka. There is no problem like that. Sit at home. It is those local government at the hinterland or boundaries, most especially Imo State boundary. He descends heavily on them, gets equipment like armored personnel, APC or MRAP. The security is expensive, for goodness sake. Security is expensive. You have to do that. Stamp your feet on the ground, and this nonsense will stop. Again, there's another this thing I saw on. I want to confirm with you people. I saw on social media where Nigerian military are dealing with bandits. You understand? Packing them inside. So I want to confirm if it is true. Then number 3 again is, why are we not using, Baba, this one is for you. Why are we not using our Tucano on these bandits? Why? Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you. I will allow Jide to, because for honest, we still had the kind of elaborate discussion over this issue this morning. So I will allow Jide to answer your question.
Well, the Americans have told us that we should not use the Tucanos outside of the Northeast. I don't think the Air Force is prepared to go against that agreement.
So it must be
because because of the Leahy law, which ensured that America didn't sell weapons to us during the Jonathan era. It was when the immediate past president of the U.S. came that he invited our president and said, "Look, I'm going to brush aside this Leahy law and sell weapons to you." And the whole idea of the Leahy law is to ensure that weapons are not used against protesters, against human rights activists and all that. So before they agreed to sell the weapons, they told us
expressly,
you will use it only on terrorists. And as far as they are concerned, terrorism was happening only in the Northeast, because at that time it was Boko Haram. Banditry was not this bad. It was Boko Haram that we were really facing. And what Trump said was that I will help you to defeat terror. He told our president that day when he met him. So their own effort was about the Northeast, their own concern. Now, having signed that deal that you will not use the Tucanos outside of the Northeast, they have their own means of monitoring us. If we by any means take the Tucanos to that place, don't deceive yourself, they will know. And they are the ones who will provide the spares. They are the ones even providing training. They trained the pilots. Maybe they are even still around working with our technicians and all that. So I'm not sure that we have been using the Tucanos in that area.
Why?
I'm not sure. Let me not talk like a security person. I'm just providing a background. Because we have made progress in the Northeast, nobody can deny that. Because the Tucanos have been really at work.
They've been using it.
They've been using it. And they've killed most of their leaders. And those guys have been weakened. Attacks on military bases have literally ended. Unlike before, when every time they go and attack a military base in the Northeast, we've dealt with them sufficiently, and they are bringing in, even the T-72s are being repaired, they are bringing them back. So we are making good progress over there in the Northeast. But the Northwest, I still think that we need to invest more on ground attack helicopters. Buy more. The Russians are willing to sell. Buy more. Then use them in that area. They will do the job. Instead of us talking about Tucano all the time. Other weapons can do the damage.
Because of the impression that was created when we were expecting the Tucano.
But we are making it's doing wonders in the Northeast.
Yes.
At least I was there. I can testify. I spent Christmas in the Northeast.
I will tell you.
So yes, they are making progress. Anyone, even no matter how much you hate the army, you will see that they are making progress.
Yes.
In the Northeast.
Yes.
And the Tucanos are in the thick of action over there.
Yeah, so definitely just aligning with what he's saying. It's all about international politics, how we play our politics. We need to really continue, government needs to continue its push against these criminal elements. But let's look at something. You see, the caller mentioned Aguleri. for years, Aguleri and Umuleri had been involved in communal clashes for long. Now, somehow, I think Obiano and Obi were able to sort those guys out. And the only place they have problems from time to time is Umumbo, where there were issues last year. But you see, these people have weapons. So when you displace them from one theater of conflict, they look for another theater of conflict, because I mean it's illicit business, and so they just keep moving about. They are just hiding under the agitation to cause problems, and the government needs to be decisive about it. I love the approach that Governor Chukwuma Soludo has adopted, and they should continue.